Welcome to Aging Gracefully on Suncoast FYI. Each week we talk to different experts and professionals on a wide range of subjects to give you tips and advice on living a happy and healthier life, no matter what age you may be. This week on Aging Gracefully, we talk to Alicia Couri, Dr. Terri Dees, and Dr. Anna Baker. Author Alicia Couri returns this week to talk about how you dress can affect how old you look. This is very true.
It is very true.
And I'm sure because you look so lovely for your age, although that's not that old, what is the most asked question you get about dressing appropriately?
That is so amazing because 67% of women are actually plus size, which is, you know, some people don't even realize that.
Mm-hmm.
And
67%.
And the goal should not be to dress to look young, but the goal should be to dress the body type that you have. Mm-hmm. And when you dress the body type that you have correctly, then you look better, you feel better,
Absolutely.
And you know, you have more of a spring in your step, and consequently, you will look younger.
Now, the next question then, of course, is how do you find out what your body type is?
So your body type, there are some basic body types out there, and the way to find out, you use a measuring tape, and I have it all written in the book, how to actually measure your body and find out what type you are. So that, and we do have a graphic that shows you what the different body types are, so that you can determine what your body type is, and then set a goal, what you want to look like for your body type. So, for instance, if you have more of an inverted triangle, which means that your shoulders are broader and you have narrower hips, do you want to accentuate the fact that you have broad shoulders, or do you want to minimize that? And then dress accordingly.
Okay, well, how would you dress accordingly?
So if you have broad shoulders, you don't want to wear sleeveless or strapless tops too much, because that just accentuates. Right. And you don't want to wear black, long black skirts or pants on the bottom half of you either, because then that narrows you in the hip area. So you're going to want to wear more patterns, more bright colors on your lower half, and you want to wear something, don't wear shoulder pads, please. Don't wear anything with shoulder pads, but wear something with a scoop neck that will help, you know, draw more attention to your décolleté area.
And what are some of the mistakes women make when they go shopping?
So another thing, when you're dressing and you're thinking, well, I want to wear black all the time because black is slimming. That's what they're told, black is slimming. But the thing is, as you age, black becomes very harsh on you. So you want to wear something like a scarf, or you want to wear some jewelry, or something closer to your face that brings brightness to your face, or even an open neckline. Because I'm wearing a black dress, you're wearing a black dress. You know, but it has an open neckline, and you have that beautiful gold necklace. So you want to bring color to your skin and your face and brighten that up. So that could be a mistake, thinking that you should wear black as you age.
And again, yes, you want to bring more attention up to your face. I mean, you want people looking at you, not what you're wearing. What you're wearing should complement you.
Exactly. And another mistake is, or another way that you can accentuate things, is actually using shape in clothing. So there are chevron patterns. There are different types of patterns to create the right shape that you want. There's color blocking and piping and all these things that can help you create the desired effect that you want in your garment.
So, you know, as we all like new clothes. I think we feel great when, I do.
You're wearing, when you
get something new. And I think your tastes change.
They do change as you age as well, because not only does your body type change, you also, you know, some people don't like to wear bright colors anymore. When they were younger, they would wear bright colors. But, you know, getting something new, getting something that's more trendy. Don't buy a whole wardrobe of something that's trendy. Buy one piece or two pieces of something that is more trendy.
So that would be a good way to start updating your wardrobe.
Yes, buy a couple pieces.
Just a couple pieces, mix them in with things you already have.
To update your wardrobe.
And
shoes are great too. Buy a new pair of shoes.
Yes. Those always make you feel good, right? We always need a new pair of shoes. Even if you can't walk in them, as long as you look good in them,
exactly,
it's okay. Well, again, some women don't know where to start. So, and they can't have you with them in the store when they're shopping.
But I'll tell you something. One of the major ways to start, especially as you age, is your undergarments. Because 64% of women are wearing the wrong bra size. Because your sizes change as you age and different things happen. We all know, women, ladies. But you have to get yourself sized. You should try every 6 months at least to get yourself sized and make sure that you are wearing the right size bra.
Okay.
And if you're wearing shapewear, that's another way to really look good. A lot of people like to wear shapewear underneath their clothes. But don't wear a size smaller than you are. Wear the right size.
Right.
It's designed to help just smooth everything out. It's not designed to pull everything in and then you can't breathe and then you feel so uncomfortable in your clothes. So make sure you're wearing the right shape.
So that's why it's important to go to. And there are different stores that we know of that will measure you. Yes,
they'll measure you and they'll assist you.
And there are a couple stores that have personal shoppers that will go around. So if you tell them what you're looking for and what your struggles seem to be,
a goal. Understand what your goal is when you're not only in the clothes that you want to wear, but when you're going shopping. What is your goal? What are you really looking for your wardrobe? Is it to update it and then you know what your body type is, you know what your size, so that you can properly assess what clothes you need to wear and not just have someone tell you what it is that you should wear.
Exactly. And again, don't go so much with the fad clothing, but it's always nice to get maybe one or two pieces, like you said, that's
a little trendy,
and match it with something that you have.
That you already have.
Because you always want to feel.
Because too, you don't want to be too trendy and then spend all your money just buying clothes that are just going out of season in 3 or 4 months.
Right.
It's going out of trend in 3 or 4 months.
Because classic never goes out of style.
Classic never goes out of style.
Yeah.
That's right.
Great.
So they can check the book and they can get how to measure yourself, not just your vertical, but also your horizontal body type.
Okay. Important. A lot of information in your book.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. We'll see you next week. Please stay tuned. Aging Gracefully on Suncoast FYI will return after a short break. Dr. Terri Dees of Customized Weight Loss returns this week to give tips and advice for getting a head start on a healthier 2018. And we can all use some good advice.
That's
New Year's just around the corner.
Exactly.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you as always.
Thank you very much.
So tell our viewers who are just tuning in a little bit about you and how this all started, Doctor.
Oh, great. Well, my background and clinical training is in functional medicine, clinical nutrition, chiropractic and rehab, as well as weight loss. My real passion, though, is weight loss. And I sit down with people every single day who are frustrated, they're not losing the weight. We help them learn how to lose the weight, and more importantly, how to keep it off, but in a very healthy way.
And I know we've seen a lot of your results, as you've shown before, and you had one of your members, clients on with you last time we had you on last year, and they look amazing.
Thank you.
They look absolutely amazing. Now, as we're getting older, as we're talking about aging gracefully, is it harder to lose weight? I think it's harder to lose weight. As you get older, is it true? And how can we overcome that? Do you have programs for people that are aging?
Right, and absolutely. As we all get older, your hormones drop and your toxicity increases. So for a lot of people, they find it's a lot harder to lose the weight. In our program, we have people all the way from teenagers, 17, 18 years old, all the way up. Our oldest person we're working with right now is 95.
Wow.
So we see a lot of seniors. And we really put together a customized plan because everybody's body is very different. And we find that for our people, when when we teach them how to fuel their body with the right food, and we use also some natural appetite suppression, that people get really great results. And the number one reason that people quit other weight loss programs is because number one, they're not getting results, or number two, they're hungry all the time. And we find that our people stay very motivated because we have them get on the scale every single day. And if they're following and doing what they're supposed to do, we see that 80% of the days their weight is going down. And that keeps them extremely motivated to keep going and to say to themselves, you know what, I can really do this.
Now, when you say they get on the scales every day, do they record that? Do you talk to them? How do you keep in touch with them? Because it is customized and you want to keep track of them.
We do. We have them connect with us every single day. So we talk to every one of our people every single day, that they have a way to connect with us, that we know what's going on with them, so that we can be on top of what we need to do to keep them on track to be successful. And that's a big part, having that support. A lot of people tell us makes a big difference that we're connected every day.
Every day. And they can call you anytime
they can call
as
us.
well.
They know exactly how to get a hold of me. Yes.
So it's a comprehensive program and customized for the individual, like you said, whether they're teenagers or in their 90s, okay? What have been some of your top secrets?
Well, it is an extremely customized plan. So sometimes people will call and ask the receptionist details about what they're doing, and they never can answer that because it's so different depending on what each person needs. So we sit down with them and talk to them about how we get their body healthy by eating better foods, but also we have to get them back into fat burning. So we really look at a four-pronged approach. Number one is we've got to get them hydrated. A lot of people are dehydrated out there.
And how can you tell?
Well, we have technology that we use science to tell us where they are with their hydration.
Good.
Then number two is we have to do some detox to remove toxins from their body. We use very gentle, effective cellular detox in order to achieve that. Number three is we've got to get them back into that fat burning mode. And we have people come in with all different levels of health. Some people are on blood pressure medication, other people cholesterol drugs, antidepressants, sleeping pills, thyroid issues. So we have to customize things so that they can get their body burning fat again, because that's really an important part for them. It's not going to happen, and it gets frustrating if we don't know how to do that properly for them. And then we look at naturally rebalancing their hormones, because that's a big factor we already talked about. And then we tell them exactly what to eat, how much to eat, when to eat it. We give them all the information to be successful, and we make it very simple. So it really only takes them about 20-30 minutes of food prep 3 times a week in order to be successful on the program.
Really? So you have them, well, okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that, but that sounds very, very easy to do, especially for a working person.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you don't want to have to be cooking every day or...
And we also don't want to rely on chemical-ridden, packaged or processed foods, because that's not sustainable for the long term. We then teach them how to reset their metabolism so that we can keep the weight off and then maintain it. And our goal is that we're going to keep them within about a 5-pound range.
Excellent, excellent. Now, when you were saying, you know, you're, again, you know, occasionally I need a sleep type of medication. How do you work with what somebody's already taken as far as other medications, so that there's no interaction? Because we know if you have drug interactions, you go to your doctor and they tell you if this is going to work or not. So this is all customized for them.
We customize it for them, and everything we do is whole food, all natural. We use no drugs and no surgery. So it's a very holistic approach.
There you go.
So when we have people that are on medications, we start to get their body healthy. We send them back to their medical doctors, who then can safely taper them from what they've been on, or can make the modifications.
So that works best all the way around.
Absolutely.
You can get off of chemicals and just get back to a natural, healthy state.
Exactly.
So healthy state, okay, what are some of the tips that you can recommend for 2018 and getting back on track?
Right. Well, importantly for 2018 and for every year is to hydrate. Drink at least 64 ounces of water a day. Number two is to start to get off the sodas. A lot of people drink a ton of diet sodas, which are terrible chemicals.
Is that true?
Well, they're going to dehydrate you, but they're also just terrible for your body. I love to turn people on to the LaCroix, which is the sparkling flavored water. You can buy it at any grocery store. And then you also want to look at, if you're eating a lot of fast food and processed food, start just trying to do it less per week. Instead of 5 days a week, go down to 2 and just do everything in moderation.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
And the water. What if somebody doesn't like to drink water? Do you have any tips for doing?
I do run into that with some people. Lemon and lime is always a great solution to put that into their water and spruce it up a little bit. And then, you know, when we utilize a really clean, healthy water, people taste buds change as we start to make modifications to their health. You know, and one thing we're really passionate about is just giving people an opportunity that if they want to see if we can help them, that they have a chance, you know, to come in and see if we can help them.
And they should do that.
Yes.
Thank you. And your website?
Our website is going to be customized, WL.com, and then we want to give your viewers an opportunity that if they do want to come in and preview our program, sit down with myself or my weight loss coordinator and see if this is a good fit for them, that, you know, we want to give them that opportunity.
And that's a free consultation?
Free consultation. First 25 callers, we're very busy, but first 25 that contact us, we'll do that complimentary consultation under absolutely no obligation to move forward if they don't want to move forward.
Wonderful.
But I will say a lot of people decide to take that action step and it can absolutely change your life. You got it.
Thanks,
you got
Doctor.
it. Thank you.
See you again. Thank you for tuning in to Aging Gracefully on Suncoast FYI. We'll return right after the break. Dr. Anna Baker returns this week to talk about acupuncture facelifts. This is something I've wanted to hear you talk about since I met you, okay? But first, let's start with your background. Give our viewers a little overview of who you are.
Okay, well, I'm a doctor of Oriental medicine, and I've been here in Sarasota since 1998. I started with a full family practice, and then 2 years into it, I took a special course in acupuncture facelift, and now that's become my whole practice.
Okay. So acupuncture facelift, you were the first one that I've ever heard mention that, and it's an alternative to getting a facelift, your classic facelift. So can you tell our viewers about what you do and how it works, please?
Well, what it is it's a progressive series of acupuncture treatments. I have a very special technique that I use. The other type of acupuncture facelift, which most people, if they've heard of it, are familiar with, is just putting a whole bunch of needles in the face, like up to 50 needles.
Oh my gosh.
And all that does is it micro injures the muscle, and when collagen comes to heal that injury, it puffs you out a little bit. So for about a month, you're a little fuller, and then it just goes back in when you heal. I have a totally different treatment. It's part of it I learned from a Chinese doctor in Orlando, and it's 5 needles in the scalp, 1 over each eye, 1 over each ear, and 1 on top of the head, and those are muscle groups that work on the face down to the jawline. And then I found 7 more places myself on the neck that'll do the same thing of tightening the neck, is 2 here and 3
Because you don't want to just do the face,
right,
obviously you want to do the whole
And that's
look.
exactly it. That's what we found. Once I started using the 5 needle technique on my patients, everybody said, well, but what about my neck? So it was obvious.
Okay.
So what I found is that it's a progressive series of treatments, and that you need 10 treatments to get to what I call the first level of really big difference in
And they
your
last
face.
about 30 minutes?
Yes, 30 minutes. And it is painless and safe, and actually your body is being rejuvenated while I do that.
Okay.
It has some other interesting things in that I photo document every single treatment, and I have found that after a person gets to where they want to be, then they don't stop aging, but it is very slow. Aging is very slow, and so they only need 1 or 2 treatments every 18 months to maintain it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I don't know of any other maintenance on any other procedure that's like
So
that.
how many treatments do they have to have? Do they have to have another 10 treatments, or do they have to just have a single
just
treatment?
a single treatment.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
which is
great.
pretty amazing, because I
Yes.
always say you can't go to the gym once every 18
Right.
months and keep muscle tone. We all wish, we all wish.
yeah.
So, and the other thing that's very unique is, unlike other acupuncture, you can have up to 3 of these treatments a day as long as they're booked 2 hours apart, and you can actually have them, you know, sequentially on days, so that you could do all 10 in 3.5 days.
Okay, so if somebody comes from out of town,
Yes.
they can come to you, and I know you've said you've had people from Europe fly in and
Yeah,
have your
to do
treatments
this.
done.
Yes, yeah, and but then it also, you can get the same results if you space it out farther any way that you want. The longest that I ever had was one lady who could only come once every 2 months.
Okay.
And she had
How
this,
about bruising?
There's no
bruising.
No, the needles that I use are the width of a hair, and they're flexible. I show everybody when they come, they only go in a 1/16 of an inch.
So
they're
there's
not
no
even inserted.
recovery time. You can
No,
go back
right.
to work or
Exactly. Yep.
your normal life.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
Okay, what else?
Okay. I'd like to talk a little bit about the stages of aging. This is a picture of Demi Moore, and she really illustrates what happens when we age, in that when we start out, we have a full round face when we're young, and the muscle is very toned and firm, and then as we lose that tone gradually over the years, our face becomes long and flat and wide, and then eventually very, very, ripply and wrinkled. So what I like to do now is show some pictures of results that I have with the acupuncture facelift. And first, what I'd like to show is how I set those up. I make the iris of the eye the same size in all the before and after pictures, because as you saw in the Demi Moore picture before this, your face is actually physically smaller, more compact and narrow and more full. So to be able to show the results, which is what happens with this acupuncture facelift, your face gets that same way. I make the irises of the eyes the same size in the pictures, and I line up the forehead at the top of the picture, and then I also make a reference triangle on the first picture from the width of the cheeks and where the tip of the chin is.
And you go down the forehead, the brow line, the eyelids, the cheeks, the lips, and the jawline.
Right,
and
yeah,
the neck.
because absolutely every single thing changes. How much wider open and deep set her eyes are. You can see how much fuller and higher her cheeks are, and you can see that the triangle is now peeking out on either side of the picture. That's how much narrower her face is. You can also, if you look at her chin, you can see that her chin has moved up from where it was before. Interestingly enough, you can see that her nose is smaller. People don't realize it, but their nose does get longer and wider as they age.
Right.
Yeah. You can see that her lips look more shapely. They're more narrow and with a defined upper lip. And you can really see the results there comparing it side by side. Yeah, it's like her face was a deflated balloon in it, and it blew back up. And so very quickly, I'd like to show, this is pictures of people from my website, so people can check that out. But here's a range of ladies of all different ages and their pictures, and there's a lot more detail on the website showing individual people.
Speaking of ages, what age range have you done, and how many have you done?
Oh, yes. I've been doing this for over 17 years, over 700 people, and the ages have been 32 to 96.
Okay.
So it's never too late.
Never too late. I love it. I love it. Men can also have this stuff.
Yes, yes, they can.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, where can our viewers go to find you?
To facesbydranna.com, and my contact number is 924-2723.
Great. Nice seeing you again, and sign me up.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Aging Gracefully on Suncoast FYI. To find previous episodes, go to snntv.com under programming. See you next Saturday and Sunday at noon.